Officer Oscar Mayorga blew a .391 and had an open container of alcohol in a squad car. He is now on paid leave pending an internal investigation. Name, I mean, you got to respect them, though. Like, these guys are like, listen. What are they investigating? How cool he is? Is that what it is?
Officer Mayorga. Officer Oscar Mayorga found himself sitting in the back of a patrol car.
By the way, .08 is the legal limit. .08 is the legal limit. My man was on .39. That's at least 4 times the legal limit. So almost 5. Pretty much almost 5 times the legal limit, just for the record. Like, yeah, let's round up. It's 5 times the legal limit.
Accused of driving under the influence. Eustis police pulled him over in his squad car July 4th.
There is an open container of alcohol in your vehicle.
Sir, I'm a patriotic American, okay? It's the 4th of July. You really think I'm not going to celebrate by fucking drinking one and driving? This is what our founding fathers intended.
Mayorga is a 5-year veteran with the Apopka Police Department. He was on the way to his shift when an alert citizen snapped this cell phone video.
There's definitely something wrong with this guy.
He reported the patrol car driving recklessly, even running stop signs.
He appears to be highly intoxicated.
Body camera video shows Mayorga almost fall during questioning. At first, the officer denied he had anything to drink.
In our profession, you know it's best.
You should have just said the magic words. I was in the presence of fentanyl, sir.
Let's be honest, right?
He later agreed to give 2 breath samples. He was arrested after blowing a .391 and .385, nearly 5 times the legal limit to drive.
So can you just put your hands on the roof for me?
Mayorga is on paid leave this morning.
Cops be like, it's qualified immunity. Driving drunk is my right, is my responsibility, is what I need to do, what I must do, sir.
Pending the outcome of an internal investigation.
They gave him paid leave, dude. That's awesome. That's fucking fire. Yeah, he's like, hey, we're going to put you on paid leave so you can continue drinking and driving. Speaking of drinking and driving and cops, here is another one, another wonderful story of drunk driving cops. An off-duty officer refused a breath test after fracturing a toddler's skull in a rear-end crash. Let's take a look. He's in his pickup truck. He rear ends a fucking family car. There's a toddler in the car. His skull is fractured. Cops end up, listen, you know what they do? He disposed of evidence too, by the way. Suffolk police shielded an off-duty officer from alcohol testing after he crashed a pickup truck in the back of a car at an estimated speed of more than 50 miles per hour. Fracturing the skull of a 2-year-old boy and causing lasting injuries on this Newsday investigation is determined. So he fucking rammed his 4,500-pound Ram truck into a 2,000-pound Mitsubishi subcompact. Okay. A witness reported to police that Mascarella had driven erratically for approximately a mile and a half before the collision. The Mitsubishi driver, Kevin Kavouris, had slowed to make a left turn. His 2 sons, Bastian, then 4, and Rorden, then 2, were buckled in the car seats. Mascarella were multiple cars lengths behind them. The police accident report and crime scene diagram reflected no evidence that he braked after the pickup slammed into the Mitsubishi. Security cameras at 4 businesses along Middle Country Road recorded the moments immediately before the crash, the impact and rescue efforts, and the actions of Mascarella and the police officers after he drove away from the scene and into the parking area of a car dealership 400 feet down the road. The Suffolk County Police Department gave the video recordings to a Kavouris family attorney in response to a FOIA request. They were on discs in formats that were not readily viewable. Newsday made the recordings playable for the family. Kavoris and his wife provided the videos of the police, provided the videos and police records to Newsday's Inside Internal Affairs Project after being contacted about the case. Oh, you want to know what the cops did, by the way? I mean, spoiler alert. He drove off. Okay, he fucking drove off. The cops actually tested the father for his blood alcohol content. Oh, yeah. First, for the record, a rear end collision like that in like 99.9% of cases is an 8 out of 8. It is completely your fault. Okay? Completely your fault. Like if you rear end someone, okay, it is in almost all circumstances your fault. Okay? The party that is rear ending the other person. Like literally, that's just, you're not getting any insurance payout. Like you're fucked. So here are some of the here's some of the things that happened. Sergeant Lawrence McQuaid and precinct officers failed at the scene to ask Mascarilla to submit a breath test that would have provided a preliminary reading of whether he was intoxicated. So they didn't ask him. After a detective told McQuaid that he wanted Mascarilla to undergo a preliminary breath test, McQuaid notified a Suffolk County Police Benevolent Association delegate, immediately went after the fucking union, and got a union rep to defend him. The delegate then drove Mascarilla away from the investigators. That is illegal. Like, that is literally obstructing justice. You are straight up using the police union to stop an active investigation at that point. You're evading the law. You're evading authorities. Okay? Ordered to catch up with Mascarilla, 4th Precinct Officer Kevin Wustenhoff falsely reported to his supervisor that he had given Mascarilla the breath test and that Mascarilla had passed it, according to a law enforcement source with knowledge of the case. Wustenhoff retracted the account, the source said. Oh, he did a oopsie by fucking lying. 3 hours after the crash, Deputy Inspector Mark Fisher asked Mascarilla to take the breath test. Mascarilla still refused. When a driver refuses a preliminary breath test, police typically seek a warrant to have the driver's blood drawn and tested for alcohol. That varies state by state, by the way. Fisher only issued a traffic ticket to Mascarilla. Police failed to notify the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office on the night of the crash that an officer had been involved in an unexplained, high-speed rear-end crash, had seriously injured a 2-year-old, and had refused a breath test. The omission prevented the DA from considering whether to seek a warrant to test Mascarilla's blood. At that point, you're not going to get anything, by the way, because he's fucking sobered up. Although 5 officers wrote reports stating that they saw no evidence that Mascarilla was intoxicated, prosecutors under the then DA, Tim Sini, subsequently investigated the crash with an eye towards charging Mascarilla with vehicular assault. Lacking a blood test that would have revealed whether Mascarilla was intoxicated, they closed the investigation without action. The failure to get a prompt chemical test handcuffed the prosecutors, Powers said. At that point, the prosecutor's coming up on the barn with the door open, and there's no animals in the barn. It's a day late. Yeah. So, know that. Newsday sought comment from the former DA Sini, his successor Ray Turney, and Police Commissioner Rodney K. Harrison and Mascarilla's lawyer William Petrillo. They responded that the investigation handled by the police in the crucial hours after the collision failed to produce the evidence necessary to determine whether Mascarilla had been drinking. Even if the cop wasn't drunk, he's still liable for the harms and damages. What the fuck? Pay the family? Yeah. The cop in the truck immediately following the accident makes a phone call to the police union public relations officer. This is mentioned in the article. I know, I read it. It doesn't end there. The fucking police union come in and extract him. My man. They literally immediately drive him away from the scene of the crime. Like allowing him to sober up. I fucking hate this, dude. And then motherfuckers are like, bro, what do you mean? Cops are so good. They're so fucking good. Yeah, they're good at covering up their own crimes. That's what they're fucking good at. Wait, if they didn't test him, how do they know exactly how much over the legal limit he was? No, I showed you another instance where another cop went on paid leave for being 5 times over the legal limit, drunk driving in his fucking cop car on 4th of July. That's a different story. This one is a different story than that one. But is this surprising to you? Of course not. Of course not. Of course it's not surprising to me. Why would they? No, he was never tested. Also, remember, you can't test someone for blood alcohol content. You can't test someone for blood alcohol content many hours after many hours after the fucking crash. You know what I mean? The kid survived, luckily, but his skull was fractured. Union can help off-duty cops? Hell yeah, brother. What do you mean? The union can do whatever it wants. It's like a little fucking fiefdom, dude. They control everything. Brother, in the New York state, inside of New York, we're talking Manhattan, okay? We're talking about the New York Police Department. The Sergeant Benevolence Association, one, doxed Bill de Blasio's child, okay? Like just straight up doxed them. Misgendered them as well. I think one of Bill de Blasio's kids is trans. Literally fucking made a threat out to his life. Like they said, Bill de Blasio, do not show up at police funerals. You know, you're going to get what's coming. Like the level of freedom that cops have in New York is unimaginable. Okay? I got this insane solution to school systems. What? School shootings? No, I don't want to look at that. Whew. The kid had to learn how to walk again at age 4. Jesus Christ. Worse than the LAPD gangs? Man, the police are a gang everywhere. By the way, Petrillo asserted that the district attorney's investigation correctly concluded that no crime was committed in a fucking, like, attempted murder, vehicular manslaughter, hit and run. He stated that the alcohol was not a factor in the crash and that added that the doctor and physician assistant at the hospital, along with a witness at the crash site, and officers reported to seeing no signs of alcohol consumption or impairment. Yeah, the video itself was a lie, I guess, what we watched. That's so good. Newsday informed Kavouris about his findings and enabled him for the first time to watch the 4 security camera videos. Those captured events from the moments before the collision through Mascarella's departure with the PBA delegate, and including the evidence that Mascarella threw an object from the Rams window seconds after the crash. Kavouris said he had not known about investigations by the Suffolk's Internal Affairs Unit and District Attorney's Office before being informed by Newsday. He said he also knew nothing about Wustenhoff's reported role. They didn't even let him know that all this shit happened. If this shit happened in France, there would be riots everywhere, and I talk as a French. Yeah, well, I mean, French people riot over fucking, stale croissant, which is good. I'm not even saying that that's a bad thing. It's actually a good thing that they do that. Here's an article showing how much the Suffolk police make. They are, of course, much like many other places, the highest paid county employees. Oftentimes, the highest paid public, public servant is the football coach of your state, your state school football team. And then immediately after that, the average highest compensation you get for public servants and the county employees is usually cops. So that's really fun. Yeah. Which is so American when you think about it. Just so incredibly American.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
What? Why would I ever watch this, bro? Why would I ever watch that video? It's got 20 fucking views, you dumb idiot. Are you a fan of this dude? Are you trying to get like... Oh, this guy's like actually an op. Okay, never mind. Let's just untime them out and then ban them. Got it. Motherfucker came in here and was like, yo, look at this guy talking about you, dude. They're so cringe. Like, come on, check this out. And it's got like 20 fucking views. Okay. No, I'm good, man. Thanks.